Selections from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Part 17. The Real and the Apparent Man. Delivered in New York. The philosophy of non-dualism says that the dualists are right in finding something behind all, as a background which does not change. We cannot conceive change without there being something unchangeable. We can only conceive anything that is changeable by knowing something which is less changeable, and this also must appear more changeable in comparison with something else which is less changeable, and so on, until we are bound to admit that there must be something which never changes at all. The whole of this manifestation must have been in a state of non manifestation, calm and silent, being the balance of opposing forces, so to say, when no force operated, because force acts when a disturbance of the equilibrium comes in. This universe is ever hurrying on to return to that state of equilibrium again. If we are certain of any fact whatsoever, we are certain of this. When the dualists claim that there is a something which does not change, they are perfectly right. But their analysis that it is an underlying something which is neither the body nor the mind, a something separate from both, is wrong. So far as the Buddhists say that the whole universe is a mass of change, they are perfectly right. For so long as I am separate from the universe, so long as I stand back and look at something before me, so long as there are two things, the looker on and the thing looked upon, it will appear always that the universe is one of change, continuously changing all the time. But the reality is there is both change and changelessness in this universe. It is not that the soul and the mind and the body are three separate existences, for this organism made of these three is really one. It is the same thing which appears as this body, as the mind, and as the thing beyond mind and body, but it is not at the same time all these. He who sees the body does not see the mind even. He who sees the mind does not see that which he calls the soul. And he who sees the soul, for him the body and mind have vanished. He who sees only motion never sees absolute calm. And he who sees absolute calm, for him motion has vanished. A rope is taken for a snake. He who sees the rope as snake, for him the rope has vanished. And when the delusion ceases and he looks at the rope, the snake has vanished. There is then but one all-comprehending existence, and that one appears as manifold. This self or soul or substance is all that exists in the universe. That self or substance or soul is, in the language of non-dualism, the Brahman, appearing to be manifold by the interposition of name and form. Look at the waves in the sea. Not one wave is really different from the sea. But what makes the wave apparently different? Name and form. The form of the wave and the name which we give to it, a wave. That is what makes it different from the sea. When name and form go, it is the same sea. Who can make any real difference between the wave and the ocean? So, this whole universe is that one unit existence, name and form have created all these various differences. As when the sun shines upon millions of globules of water, upon each particle is seen a most perfect representation of the sun, so the one soul, the one self, the one existence of the universe, being reflected on all these numerous globules of varying names and forms, appears to be various. But it is in reality only one. There is no I nor you. It is all one. It is either all I or all you. This idea of duality of two is entirely false, and the whole universe, as we ordinarily know it, is a result of this false knowledge. When discrimination comes and the man finds there are not two but one, he finds that he is himself this universe. It is I, who am I in this universe as it now exists, a continuous mass of change. It is I who am I beyond all changes, beyond all qualities, the eternally perfect, the eternally blessed. There is therefore but one Atman, one self, eternally pure, eternally perfect, unchangeable, unchanged. It has never changed, and all these various changes in the universe are but appearances in that one self. Upon it, name and form have painted all these dreams. It is form that makes the wave different from the sea. Suppose the wave subsides, will the form remain? No, it will vanish. The existence of the wave was entirely dependent upon the existence of the sea. But the existence of the sea was not at all dependent on the existence of the wave. The form remains so long as the wave remains. But as soon as the wave leaves, it vanishes, it cannot remain. This name and form is the outcome of what is called Maya. It is this Maya that is making individuals, making one appear different from another. Yet it has no existence. Maya cannot be said to exist. Form cannot be said to exist because it depends upon the existence of another thing. It cannot be said not to exist, seeing that it makes all this difference. According to the Advaita philosophy, then this Maya or ignorance or name and form, or as it had been called in Europe, time, space, and causality, is out of this one infinite existence, showing us the manifold of this universe. In substance, this universe is one. So long as anyone thinks that there are two ultimate realities, he is mistaken. When he has come to know that there is but one, he is right. This is what is being proved to us every day on the physical plane, on the mental plane, and also on the spiritual plane. Today it has been demonstrated that you and I, the sun, the moon, and the stars are but the different names of different spots in the same ocean of matter, and that this matter is continuously changing in its configuration. The particle of energy that was in the sun several months ago may be in the human being now. Tomorrow it may be in an animal. The day after tomorrow it may be in a plant. It is ever coming and going. It is all one unbroken, infinite mass of matter, only differentiated by names and forms. One point is called the sun, another the moon, another the stars, another the man, another animal, another planet, and so on. And all these names are fictitious. They have no reality because the whole is a continuously changing mass of matter. This very same universe, from another standpoint, is an ocean of thought where each one of us is a point called a particular mind. You are a mind, I am a mind, everyone is a mind. And the very same universe, viewed from the standpoint of knowledge, when the eyes have been cleared of delusions, when the mind has become pure, appears to be the unbroken, absolute being, the ever pure, the unchangeable, the immortal. What then becomes of all this threefold eschatology of the dualist, that when a man dies he goes to heaven or goes to this or that sphere, and that the wicked persons become ghosts and become animals and so forth? None comes and none goes, says the non-dualist. How can you come and go? You are infinite. Where is the place for you to go? In a certain school, a number of little children were being examined. The examiner had foolishly put all sorts of difficult questions to the little children. Among others, there was this question: why does not the earth fall? His intention was to bring out the idea of gravitation or some other intricate scientific truth from these children. Most of them could not even understand the question, and so they gave all sorts of wrong answers. But one bright little girl answered it with another question: where shall it fall? The very question of the examiner was nonsense on the face of it. There is no up and down in the universe. The idea is only relative. So it is with regard to the soul. The very question of birth and death in regard to it is utter nonsense. Who goes and who comes? Where are you not? Where is the heaven that you are not in already? Omnipresent is the self of man. Where it is going to go? Where is it not to go? It is everywhere. So all this childish dream and puerile illusion of birth and death, of heavens and higher heavens and lower worlds, all vanish immediately for the perfect. For the nearly perfect, it vanishes after showing them the several scenes up to Brahmaloka. It continues for the ignorant. How is it that the whole world believes in going to heaven and in dying and being born? I am studying a book, page after page is being read and turned over. Another page comes and is turned over. Who changes? Who comes and goes? Not I, but the book. This whole nature is a book before the soul. Chapter after chapter is being read and turned over, and every now and then a scene opens. That is read and turned over. A fresh one comes, but the soul is ever the same, eternal. It is nature that is changing, not the soul of man. This never changes. Birth and death are in nature, not in you. Yet the ignorant are deluded, just as we, under delusion, think that the sun is moving and not the earth. In exactly the same way, we think that we are dying and not nature. These are all, therefore, hallucinations. Just as it is a hallucination when we think that the fields are moving and not the railway train, exactly in the same manner is the hallucination of birth and death. When men are in a certain frame of mind, they see this very existent as the earth, as the sun, the moon, the stars, and all those who are in the same state of mind see the same things. Between you and me, there may be millions of beings on different planes of existence. They will never see us, nor we see them. We only see those who are in the same state of mind and on the same plane with us. Those musical instruments respond which have the same attunement of vibration as it were. If the state of vibration which they call man vibration should be changed, no longer would men be seen here. The whole man universe would vanish, and instead of that, other scenery would come before us. Perhaps gods and the god universe, or perhaps for the wicked men, devils and the diabolic world. But all would be only different views of the one universe. It is this universe which, from the human plane, is seen as the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all such things. It is this very universe which, seen from the plane of wickedness, appears as a place of punishment. And this very universe is seen as heaven by those who want to see it as heaven. Those who have been dreaming of going to a God who is sitting on a throne and of standing there praising him all their lives, when they die, will simply see a vision of what they have in their minds. This very universe will simply change into a vast heaven with all sorts of winged beings flying about and a god sitting on a throne. These heavens are all of man's own making. So what the dualist says, it's true, says the Advaitin, but it is all simply of his own making. These spheres and the devils and gods and the reincarnations and transmigrations are all mythology. So also is this human life. The great mistake that men always make is to think that this life alone is true. They understand it well enough when other things are called mythologies, but are never willing to admit the same of their own position. The whole thing as it appears is mere mythology, and the greatest of all lies is that we are bodies which we never were nor even can be. It is the greatest of all lies that we are mere men. We are the God of the universe. In worshipping God, we have been always worshipping our own hidden self.